question your constraints. It does not matter if the person handing you those constraints won a Nobel Prize.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, visionary billionaire Elon Musk provides several examples of how we can predict our future by simply creating it ourselves. Making predictions and doing nothing about them has never accomplished anything. We can only move forward by actively pursuing these goals.
It's very important to accelerate the transition to sustainable transport.
Musk points out that he's even future-proofed one of his Tesla models. Musk has thought very much about the microeconomy of transportation of the near future, and the concept of everyone having solar roofs. Likewise, he has given much thought about the future of spacecraft. Musk saw a market that would inevitably be filled, and he simply stepped forward and filled it himself. He sums things up nicely that humanity will not advance just because we expect it to. Moving forward, he is sure to be seen pioneering autonomous vehicles.
This will be the first time that any car has broken 9 seconds, any production car has broken 9 seconds and a quarter mile. One thing that we can be quite certain of is that any predictions we make today for what the future will be like in 50 years will be wrong. That's for sure. I mean, I think directionally, I can tell you what I hope the future, as opposed to maybe what it will be, because this may just be wishful thinking. I hope we are out there on Mars and maybe beyond Mars, the moons of Jupiter. We're traveling frequently throughout the solar system, perhaps preparing for missions to nearby star systems. Almost all cars built will be capable of full autonomy in about 10 years. As it is, the Tesla cars that are made today have the sensor system necessary for full autonomy, and we think probably enough compute power to be safer than a person. So it's mostly just a question of developing the software and uploading the software. And if it turns out that that more compute power is needed, we can easily upgrade the computer. And so that's all Tesla's built since October of last year. And other manufacturers will follow and do the same thing. So getting in a car will be like getting in an elevator. A lot of people think that when you make cars autonomous, that they'll be able to go faster, and that will alleviate congestion. And to some degree that will be true. But once you have shared autonomy where it's much cheaper to go by car, and you can go point to point, the affordability of going in a car will be better than that of a bus. Like, it will cost less than a bus ticket. So the amount of driving that will occur will be much greater with shared autonomy, and actually traffic will get far worse. I think eventually almost all houses will have a solar roof. Now the thing is to consider the time scale here to be probably on the order of 40 or 50 years. So on average, a roof is replaced every 20 to 25 years. But you don't start replacing all roofs immediately. But eventually, if you were to fast forward to, say, 15 years from now, it will be unusual to have a roof that does not have solar. The future spacecraft will make this look like a rowboat. I mean, this is the future spaceships will be truly enormous. And I think at this point Tesla's almost a biggish company anyway. So I'd favor, supporting smaller companies than Tesla, relatively speaking. Yeah, probably in 10 years, more than a half new vehicle production is electric in the United States. I think almost all cars produced will be autonomous in 10 years, almost all. Now, the thing to bear in mind, though, is that new vehicle production is only about 5% the size of the vehicle fleet. So you think about how long does a car or truck last, and they last 15 to 20 years before they're finally scrapped. So new vehicle production is only roughly at most 1/15 the fleet size. So even when new vehicle production, say, switches over to electric or to autonomous, that still means the vast majority of the fleet on the roads is not. It'll take another 5 to 10 years before that becomes the majority of the fleet becomes EV or autonomous. But if you were to say go out 20 years, overwhelmingly things are electric, autonomous, overwhelmingly. Introduce something new to the probability stream. Sustainable energy will happen no matter what. If there was no Tesla never existed, it would have to happen out of necessity. It's tautological. If you don't have sustainable energy, it means you have unsustainable energy. Eventually you'll run out, and the laws of economics will drive civilization towards sustainable energy, inevitably. Then we had the space shuttle. The space shuttle could only take people to low Earth orbit. Then the space shuttle retired, and the United States could take no one to orbit. So that's the trend. The trend is like down to nothing. this is not, people are mistaken when they think that technology just automatically improves. It does not automatically improve. It only improves if a lot of people work very hard to make it better. And actually, it will, I think, by itself degrade. You look at great civilizations like ancient Egypt, and they were able to make the pyramids, and they forgot how to do that. And the Romans, they built these incredible aqueducts. They forgot how to do it.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing for more motivational videos.